Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just having a look at some meta teams. Now the teams that have been built here, I did not build. I am I am not smart enough, or I don't have the brain power to facilitate this, unfortunately, this season anyway. And I think a lot of that has to do with the accessories. The fact that both Azu and I were able to beat the top contenders in Foggy just demonstrates how powerful the accessories can be, especially if you get a head start at the very start of the season. If you weren't doing these accessories at the start of the season, although Azu believes you can catch up, I don't, unfortunately. I think that if you missed out at the start of the season, then you missed out, and there's no two ways about it. You're not going to be able to catch up, because the people at the top, the people who are doing all of this, they still have lots to refine. And what I mean by that is, effectively, when you get your accessories all sorted and you've got all mythic level accessories, then you can start to refine them. You can start to bring in more and more powerful abilities. You get all of them, all of the accessories that you are using for the teams that you're using refined and sorted out. Again, it's not, for me, I think that the fact that that can happen, the fact that just because both Azu and I were a bit further ahead, or in fact probably much further ahead than Snake and Uranus at the time, with regards to accessories, it just shows how broken they were and how little everybody really understood how important they were going to be this season. That being said, it just, well, it just sort of knocked me off, to be honest, and I just don't particularly. I don't know, it's just not worth it. It's just like seeing people with, 200, 300 power less, seasonal power less, beat me because they have better accessories. It just sort of nullifies all of the work that you put in up to this point. And for me, it's not fun. That isn't fun. It is what it is. And that's how it is this season. So onto the teams. Let's have a look at them. Again, I didn't make these teams, so I'm not going to try and explain some of the decisions within this team building process. Only really the person who made them knows this. I believe this was Azu. I believe these are his teams, and he's done a lot of extensive testing on them. You'll need to verify that on the Discord and just let him know whether or not his teams are working. So first things first, we do have an Avengers team, full Avengers team. We have 4 Royals, 5 Avengers, 4 Royals. We have 3 Omniscients, in case you don't know. At the start of battle, increases max HP of all allies, equal to this unit right here, equal to 500% of their health. Now we do have Celestials, 3. We have 2 Monarchs in the form of Aphrodite and Mavis, and we do have 1 Light Seeker from Mavis as well. We have 1 Deviant in the form of Hecate, and then we've got 1 Deviant as well in the form of Althea. Yes, Hecate is the Deviant. Sorry, my brain has gone. So we have relics. We have chest to trigger double procs of the Holy Shield, and also of Umbra Torch as well. If you have your Umbra Torch at a high enough star level, it does also apply Fortitude effect to your allies, which I think is why it's being run, but also because it's an Avengers relic, an Avengers Chrono relic. Now, with regards to the actual artifact itself, we do have the 300% increase to attack. Now, normally what I would do personally is I pop Aphrodite down here because she's more likely to attack. But in this case, Mavis is down here in slot 5. And the way that my hope tree is built, it's very different, I believe, to how Azu's and everybody else's hope tree is built, with the banish mechanic now in play. A lot of people have gone with that banish mechanic in position 1 rather than energy gain, and rather than Grace of Shadow. And the reason for that is because there is, as part of the accessories, a way to give 200% additional accuracy, or give a 200% accuracy rating to your units, which effectively nullifies the Grace of Shadow ability here, because you won't be able to dodge because your enemies have 200% accuracy. So it can be an effective tool. Banish is the next best slot to go up the right-hand path with. So I think that's why he's done it. As well, I have been considering going the deals 200% damage or equal to HP. But again, that needs more testing, and unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do that these days. So full Avengers team, pretty simple. You've got Althea here for the additional, or for the 7-star passive to bring all of your Avengers back. You have Lachesis for the debuffs. So when Lachesis does her ultimate, she will, in fact, purify all buffs from enemies and all debuffs from your allies, and can also trigger the Celestials hindrance proc. Mavis in here as your last resort, so when she dies she's going to deal a damage equal to her attack, and that is being boosted up by this slot 5 position as well. And that's the team, the first team. We've got 8 more to go, so buckle in. Long way yet. Next one is 5 Mystifiers. So 5 Royals, 5 Mystifiers. You have 3 Orderlies. Orderlies, just in case you don't know, at the start of battle, increases max HP in the hero in position 1. The increased amount is equal to 500% of the total HP of other allies. So Talos here is the one who's going to be getting that increase in HP. Works very well because he's paired alongside Dullahan as your 2 monarchs on this team. You have Mulan top left, which increases attack, I believe, in the way that it's positioned. You've got Tsukiyomi in this position 4 as well, to enable the stealing of attack and defense from our enemies. So the more corrode stacks that are on our enemies, the better. Dullahan also helps with that, increasing corrode stack limit to a total of 10 from the default of 5. And Gaia here in this bottom right to do as much damage as possible, getting her attack accessories on as quickly as possible so she can double ult. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, it is for Mystifiers. If you've got full attack, Gaia will do an additional ultimate every time she ultimates, which can be quite often given her passives and all that. But really, she's also there to decrease enemy speed, which has become very relevant because there is also an accessory in there to increase speed by, I think it's maximum of 20, unless you start to refine it, and I think it goes up by 30. So even with Gaia on the field, you are not guaranteed to go first unless you have the accessories which boost speed up. So just something to keep in mind there. And relics have just gone for all standard, bog standard Mystifiers relics in the form of Knight's Edge, Plague Bow, and Death's Scythe as well. So very, very strong. Now, we do have the Mystifiers increase in attack by 300% as the artifact. But again, you have your 2 monarchs, you have 2 strikers in Tsukiyomi and Mulan, then Gaia there for the additional damage reduction and damage increase. Now I've gone for standard here, standard Ereals. You've got 5 Royals, 5 Ereals, you have 3 Omniscience. Omniscience equal to 500% of the hero in position 1, so the rest of your team get that as well. Hold on. Orderlies, yeah, and then this is, yeah, that's fine. Sorry, just confused myself a little bit there. There we go. Right, okay, so where were we? Omniscience, yes. So giving Elwyn, or getting Elwyn to give out 500% of her HP, I believe, or at least, yeah. So she gives out 500% of that HP that she's got. What you can do. If you've got any accessories which increase max HP, I believe the max is sort of 200% additional. Yeah. Sorry, just got distracted. Yes, so you can get the accessories which boost up HP, and you can pop them in position 1, and it fits in very well with the Omniscience build as well. You do have 3 Celestials in Elwyn, Eudora, and Karnak. You have 2 Protectors in the form of Wukong and Karnak. You have 2 Deviants in the form of Elisha and Wukong as well. Gone for, or at least, where's it gone? Did go for. It's a bit of a weird setup, but it's the Sarcophagus plus the Gourd. The Gourd really does help you build up very quickly. The Sarcophagus, for me, it can apply points of freezing, and it can then apply even more effects beyond that, but I've only got it at 1 star, so I'm not super familiar with what it does. But you have the Gourd, which will double the number of buffs after it's been cast, and as well, you have the Ocean's Maw as your final relic there. I know no Chrono relic on there, but there is in total, I think, 7 Chrono relics, and now you've got 9 teams, so it is what it is. Moving on, it's again pretty self-explanatory team. This is all the Glorians, so we've got 5 Glorians. We have 3 Royals in the form of Talinas, Bahamut, and Wuzatan. You've got your 2 Light Seekers. So I have 2 Light Seekers. You may not, but I've got my Lillian Leah and Nawi both up to 15 stars. We do have 2 Monarchs in the form of Talinas and Lillian Leah, 2 Celestials in Wuzatan and Talinas. We have 1 Deviant, 2 Verdians in Lillian Leah and Nawi, and you have 1 Deviant as well in the form of Bahamut. Bahamut is in position 1 because of her passive ability. So if you have a quick check on Bahamut here, we'll check on her 7-star passive. Bahamut permanently increases max HP of all allies by 15 million and has 20% chance to apply Tremor at the start of each round. It's not this one, it is this one. Every 3 rounds, Bahamut deals magic damage equal to 200% of her max HP with 50% chance to apply Tremor. So increasing her HP here is essential. And she does survive for long enough. Now you do have allies relic damage increased by 1000%, and the relic applies 1 stack of holy shields on our allies, and of course Flame Banner has been applied, which in turn gets boosted up by the relics, so you just get more and more protection, hoping that Nawi does what she needs to do. You also have every time a unit dies on the battlefield, you get stacks of HP increase as well as defense as well. So you have Talinas, Lillian Leah as a great combo. Lillian Leah boost up the stack limit for magic defense and physical defense reduction on the enemies. Every time we are hit or one of our units is hit, it just means that we're going to apply that defense reduction, which works very well with Nawi, who also applies defense reduction, but does a lot of work and puts a lot of work in damage wise. So just having Nawi around is very, very strong. You've got Wuzatan for 75% damage reduction, and the Steel as well from Phantom Illusion works very well. So this team, again, solid. No real faction synergy here, but it is more along the lines of you've just got a Glorians team who are doing a lot while they beat you down effectively. Now, this is a 5 Dooms team. You have Dahlia, Cleopatra, Doris, Sylvan, and Ayushta. You do have 4 Phantoms. Cleopatra helps with that very much, and pairing Cleopatra on a Dooms team with Dahlia, who increases her attack and HP, works very well with the Reflect mechanic. So just something to keep in mind there. You do have 3 Audleys as well, so Dahlia is going to start out with an additional 500%, effectively 500% HP, and she's in position 1, which means she's going to start out the battle with 1000% more. Knowing how tough Dahlia is and how strong and how difficult she is to take down, just giving her an additional 1000% HP at the start of battle is really, really important. Now, bear with me just 1 second. Sorry about that, got a bit more distracted. So we do have, like I was saying, 4 Phantoms. You've got Audleys, so increasing Dahlia's HP to make her survive. She's very, very tough to take down, especially after she switched a couple of times, and oftentimes she will win with Reflect damage. That being said, we have got 4 Phantoms on the team, so if any of our team do go down, specifically Sylvan, Cleopatra and Ayushta go down, it does become very, very tough to take Dahlia down herself. We do have our 3 Royals. We have 2 Light Seekers on the team, or at least I have 2 Light Seekers. I was able to get my Sylvan up to Light Seeker, and now Doris up to Light Seeker as well. I did pick up Doris's full red runes, which will really help this team out, I think. But again, we'll just have to see. Now, I do have 2 Celestials in the form of Cleopatra and Dahlia, and then only 1 Deviant. But we do have 2 Verdiants on the team as well, so Doris and Sylvan. Again, Sylvan can be a bit of a glass cannon, but fortunately we do have this Phantom synergy to back her up. Bear with me, I think somebody needs a wee. Here we go, and we are back. So, finally, somebody had a wee. It was not me. I did not need it. However, we got it sorted in the end. Moving on to relics. Specifically, we've gone for the silence, the stun hammer. So Leviathan provides silence and also does a little bit with reflect rate as well. So whenever an ally inflicts stun, all allies get an additional 40% reflect rate for 3 rounds. Cannot be stacked. And then after casting Leviathan, gain 45 relic energy every round and has 50% chance to apply silence on the target for 3 rounds after casting. And also hits 3 targets. Now, Leviathan can be very good, especially if you are using the Ereals. Whenever a unit does basic attack damage, applies 2 stacks of stun, increases reflect rate. It's a bit of a weird combo. Like, I know, it's super weird, but the silence really helps, as does the stun on the stun hammer. And you've got Demon Bane Whip here for increased HP, because again, your team, they're a bit squishy. Doris, Sylvan, bit squishy, and you do want to survive for as long as possible so you get the most out of your Phantoms buff on this team. Artifact is just the increase in dooms as well. Now, we have technically a second Ereals team, but it's not really a second Ereals team. And I do believe that the way that Azu has built his Hope Tree, he does have an additional +1 in his Ereals. So technically this is a 5 Ereals team if you've built it that way, plus Astrid. Astrid is here for the Monarch synergy and also the increase in attack. You do have Lee and Audrey, who are the Monarchs from the Glorian synergy, and you have Seraphina and Shang as well, who are the Strikers from the Glorians synergy. You've got 4 Royals on the team, Chang, Seraphina, Audrey and Astrid. You have the 4 Glorians, the 4 Royals, that's it, yeah, in the form of Audrey, Lee, Seraphina and Chang. You have 3 Audleys, so Lee is going to get a massive amount of HP, which also plays into his passives. If you don't know, Lee, whenever he gets hit, he can reflect, increasing his attack, I believe. And if you have his exclusive runes, it goes up attack and defense, and if you have full red, goes HP up to 10% as well. So it can be very, very effective. Especially if you're increasing his HP, and his HP has already been increased by the Audleys and the slot 1 passive as well. 3 Monarchs on the team, Astrid, Audrey and Lee, just for survivability. You do have 3 Celestials on the team, Audrey, Seraphina and Chang. You do have 2 Strikers, 1 Deviant. I do not have Lee up to full Light Seeker, but it wouldn't really matter at this rate anyway. Just probably be better off for him, get a bit more damage reduction and damage increase as well. Now, with regards to relics, it's Healing Spear. So our Healing Spear is the spear. Spear applies shields. Shields are dished out by Audrey. Whenever she gets shielding, she dishes out shields to the rest of the team. You do have Kunasagi. Kunasagi increases the attack as well, so let me just show you. After casting the relic, each attack by allies deals an additional 20 to 30% damage, triggering up to 10 times per battle. So can be very effective, but you do have to watch out about units with ultimate damage negation, skill damage negation, all of that sort of stuff. So you just got to be careful who you are going up against. It is random, I know, but there are ways around it. Now you do have the 2 Strikers, so Seraphina and Chang are going to get stronger and stronger over the course of the match. Can be very powerful. Seraphina in here primarily for the heal. Heal is really, really important because whenever Seraphina does heal, she will boost up the rest of the team. Now, it does take her 1 or 2 attempts to boost Audrey up to full, because you've got to get up to that 50 million for Audrey, plus also you have to get up to 250 million healed amount as well to get that this passive going here, which is Grace of Hunters. So you want to get up to that 250 million as quickly as possible. Seraphina is the fastest unit in the game to do that. You also got Hand of Tyr. Hand of Tyr dishes out shielding, very good for Audrey. and the rest of the team as well, an Astrid, to increase the attack of the team. So it can be very, very powerful, especially if you have this 5th Glorian buff. So as you can see, right now, my team, at the start of battle, applies 3 stacks of defense reduction on all enemies for 3 rounds. At the start of battle, allied team receives 100% control immunity and 15% damage boost for 4 rounds. You get it up to the 5 mark with the Hope Tree node, and at the start of battle applies 5 stacks, blah blah blah, 100% control immunity and 25% damage boost for 8 rounds as well. So the 8 rounds, I think, is going to be really important with that team. Now we move on to the next team, which is a full Dooms team, including Victoria. Down at the bottom, you have 5 Dooms. You have 4 Monarchs: Halissa, Victoria, Leviathan, Merlin. What you want is for Arthur to stay alive for as long as possible. I've got him full defensive runes at the moment, so he does reduce incoming ultimate attack damage. I do have Leviathan, Halissa, Victoria, and Merlin as our monarchs. We have 3 Audleys, so Arthur's HP is going to go through the roof. That is an additional 500% HP, and also 500% HP from this skill tree as well, or that set skill tree, which is why Arthur is in slot 1. You have 3 royals on the team. You have Leviathan, Arthur, and Victoria. You have 2 light seekers, or I have 2 light seekers, Halissa and Merlin. I have 2 celestials, Arthur and Victoria, and then 1 deviant. Unfortunately, you don't want many deviants on Arthur's team. You want as many celestials as possible. Unfortunately, the other 2 monarchs on the Dooms team are both light seekers, so it does the job. Now we do have 1 striker in the form of Arthur, but again, you know the deal. You're going for the 4 monarchs. You're not going to go for anything less. We do also have relics in the form of the 2 best relics in the game, in my opinion. You've got Lance, Soulbinding Lance, and you do have Magmata as well. I do also have, the healing, famine scales for healing. As you can see, there is a severe lack of healing on this team. The only healer is Victoria, and it's only when she does her ultimate attack that she heals your teammates equal to the damage done. But you can't rely on that. If Victoria gets banished, if Victoria gets stolen, then you've got no healing on this team, which is why you go for this relic. For that, you've got enemies do less damage, and you have 80% chance, or I do, because I've got it up to 5 stars. Allies have 80% chance to attack again, so take a second action effectively. And Magmata is here primarily for the burn mechanic. So you apply that burn, it does stack up very, very quickly, especially with Leviathan. Victoria hitting all units with her basic, with her normal, with her basic and her ultimate, and Arthur here, again, he only hits front row, but really, as soon as he hits front row, they're gonna go down. I suspect, or when they hit him, they are going to go down as well. So we do have a team 8 here. This is Valianters. So as you can see, 5 Royals, 5 Valianters, 3 Audleys, in the form of max HP. So Hades here, giving a max HP boost of 1000% as well. Very, very strong. Then you've got 3 deviants in the form of Leandra, Pandora, and Hades. You've got 2 monarchs, Leandra and Victoria as well. I do not have half red runes for Victoria. Probably should do, but I do not, unfortunately. So we do have the potential to bind enemies as well with this team if you do have half red or full red for Victoria. You have 2 protectors in the form of Hades and Leandra, so we get our defense increases. We've got 2 celestials in Elma and Victoria, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the team. Gone for the Underworld Key for the 100 relic energy gain at the start of battle. Also, if you do get up to 5 stars, casting the relic summons 1 Nether Flame to strike a random enemy, dealing 2% damage equal to their max HP. So again, I think it depends on who's casting it, but technically Hades can do a lot of damage with that. Now you also have the mirror. The mirror is there primarily to bring your units back. So in case you don't know, let me just open this up. The Python's mirror emits a gloomy light when 3 units on the battlefield die, it grants 1 revival chance to 3 random surviving allies, affected 1 time per battle. So effectively, if 3 units go down, you have the option for these units to come back after you cast it as well. And then you've got the Execution Blades to fit in with our Executioners team as well. Hades here to bring the threshold up of Execution to 35% and damage reduction for 35% as well. You do have Pandora, who will ultimate again and again and again and again. You will not stop. You get sick of seeing Pandora's ultimate, but not really, because of how much damage it actually does. It does scale. I've got her up to 9 stars, so my Pandora's abilities do scale. So her coefficient goes up by 200% every time she uses her ultimate skill. And Leandra here to summon and hopefully provide some protection. Now, this is Team 9. This is a weird team. This is a really weird team, and I've run something very similar. It's just without Ra on it. So you do have 5 royals in the form of Madeline, Lamia, Ra, Halios, and Orphelia. You do have 4 dooms, so that's Orphelia, Halios, Lamia, and Madeline. You have 3 omniscients, so everybody will get a portion of Halios's HP, and as well you've got 3 celestials, 2 enchanters, 2 protectors, 2 deviants as well. So the whole point of this team is to confuse the enemies as much as possible. As you can see, there are 2 enchanters on the team, so not to confuse the enemies, but to reflect back as much as possible, to keep Lamia alive for as long as possible, and by doing that, you also help Ra stay alive for as long as possible as well. Did I check? No, I didn't, but this is the stun relic, so you are going to be stunning enemies, the stun artifact. And did I check on here? No, HP. What am I doing? Right, okay, so, yeah, right, Lee gets an additional 300% on top of the 500% he's already got. Do we check you? Yep, dooms, that's fine. So Lee is going to get an additional 300%, and attack goes up for all allies. On this team here, you have HP, so all allies increase max HP by 100%. Very effective, especially with Halisa, increasing max HP by 500%. Arthur already getting his 1300%, or sorry, 1000%, so it goes up by an additional 100% as well. For this team, you have the Stun Feather. Feather is really, really strong. I mean, it is one of the strongest artifacts in this game, and it's so that your team can build up on that first round without fear of dying effectively. So you stun all enemies, so get rid of as many holy shields as possible. Leandra applies holy shields because enemies cannot attack, etc, etc. And then on this one you do have the healing, so at the start of each round allies restore 25% HP. Very good in building your team up. Again, no healers on this team. You have Madeline in here to summon the dragons or the drakes whenever she takes action. You have Halios in here. Every time he dodges, he has the potential to stun an enemy. But again, I've found Halios to be very squishy, so I suspect that is why he is in slot 1. Orphelia, every time we increase our HP, we'll dish out that additional HP as well. Lamia to retaliate every time she has a sanctuary applied, which does proc very often with thanks to Orphelia, and as well with the shield. So Sylvan's shield increases the chance of triggering Sanctuary and Blessing for our allies by 50%. So keeping Lamia alive for as long as possible is a very, very powerful ability indeed. You do have Orphelia. Again, every time I believe she applies Sanctuary to the team. Then you've got Ra for protection as well. So keeping Ra alive for as long as possible means the rest of your team will stay alive, reflecting and rate back, and etc, etc. So we do have the Claw to decrease enemy reflect rate, because a lot of people are running Dooms in this last slot, like a Dahlia, Arthur, Dooms team in this slot 9. So you've got to be careful about that, which is why the reflect rate decrease is in there. And you also have the a Whirling Blade as well to add a reflect rate stack to our team to try and nip enemies in the bud as quickly as possible. But those are the meta teams. So those are the defensive lineups that a lot of people are using. I have tried countless teams. I really have. But let me tell you what makes the world go round. It is these here. It is accessories. Accessories have just completely dominated this season. There's no two ways about it. Like, what are we supposed to do? you know, you just got to farm them as quickly as you can, as best you can. Go and check out the guides on how to do that on the Discord. They explain it much better than I will. But for me, that's it. Just want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, good luck to you.